The story begins as a girl is reincarnated into a dating sim, but instead of picking one of the charming princes, she goes after the villainess of the game. We meet Ohashi Rei, a typical office worker who relaxes while playing her favorite game, but she gets hit by truck-kun one day, and when she wakes up, she finds herself in front of her favorite character, Claire. As she looks around, she realizes she has been reincarnated into the world as the game's protagonist Rae Taylor. Rae wastes no time and immediately confesses her love to Claire. Claire is absolutely confused by this and shows even more bitterness toward her, but Rae finds her mean attitude adorable and she can't stop complimenting her, even encouraging Claire to continue bullying her. When Rae is walking in the hallway, Claire pushes and taunts her, expecting to make her fall into despair. But to her surprise, she appreciates Claire for pushing her and once again expresses her love for the villainess. Claire attempts to bully her by stepping on her feet and mocking her, but Rae just tells her to step on her harder. In their class, Rae realizes her book is missing, and it seems Claire has hidden it, calling her poor for not being able to afford a book, but Rae just thinks she hid it so that they could be closer, and she starts sharing with her. In their dorm room, Rae's roommate Misha advises her to stay away from Claire, because her family is among the most prestigious in the kingdom, so she could do anything she wants to her. However, Rae isn't intimidated by her, because she loves everything about her, including her evil deeds. She realizes that Claire has always been careful not to hurt her too much, so she thinks that deep down, Claire has a kind side, which makes her like her even more. The following day in their PE session, Claire taunts Rae for being unable to find a partner, but Rae takes advantage of this by telling the teacher that Claire wants to partner with her. Claire makes another attempt to bully her by throwing water on her, but her plan fails as Rae just gets even closer to her. After getting tired of her unsuccessful attempts of bullying Rae, Claire becomes frustrated and asks her how she can stay so calm despite everything that she did to her. But Rae just says that she sees all of her bullying as a form of love. Seeing her unwavering willpower, Claire gets even more annoyed with her. Misha points out that if she's too persistent, Claire might just start ignoring her. Rae is devastated by the thought, and Misha suggests she needs to become someone who can't be ignored, pointing out how competitive Claire is. The next day, Rae greets Claire in the morning but is treated with hostility as usual. Rae isn't affected by her rudeness and once again declares that she loves her. But Claire has had enough and shouts at her to leave the academy. Hearing the commotion, the three princes, Rod, Thane, and Yoon, the game's three original romance options, suddenly appear. Rod questions Claire about what's going on, but Rae interrupts and teases Claire even more. Yoon notices Rae and identifies her as the highest ranked among the new students. Rod thinks she's just a commoner, mocking her father, and he asks Thane for his opinion, but he seems uninterested. Claire starts to blush noticing Thane, so Rae encourages her to talk to him since she likes him. Claire gets embarrassed, and she yells that she doesn't like him at all. Everyone hears her, and Rod laughs at his brother for getting rejected. Rae realizes she messed up, remembering how Thane has an inferiority complex with his brothers. Rae tells Claire they should apologize to him, but Claire gets even angrier at her, declaring that she will keep bullying her until she breaks and submits to her in tears. During her break, Claire thinks of ways to bully Rae. Her friends think she should just forget about her, but Claire refuses to lose. She finally comes up with an idea, and she marches up to Rae, proposing a challenge. They have an exam the next day, so Claire proposes that if she scores highest on the test, then Rae will need to leave the academy. Rae is not interested since she has nothing to gain, but she decides to accept on the condition that if she wins, Claire must agree to do any one thing that she asks. Claire is hesitant about this, but she's so confident of her win that she agrees, and Misha acts as their witness for the competition. On the exam day, Claire is confident that she'll be acing her exams, but the written exam is easy for Rae, because she remembers the answers from spending hours grinding the game. Unfortunately, Rae struggles with her lack of physical experience during the table etiquette exam, and she gets even more distracted by Claire's beauty, which causes her to lose points. The final exam is about magic, where their attributes and aptitudes are measured. The attributes are the 4 elements, and their aptitude is measured from non-existent to exceptional. Claire has an attribute of fire with a high aptitude, while Rae just quickly tests and rushes towards the next step. We see Rod destroying a target as he tests his magic. Thane does the same with his wind magic, but he seems to be in a bad mood because he struggled in the written test. Rod and Yoon notice Rae, who takes her turn showing off her magic. Yoon is impressed, but notes that she missed the target, but Rod noticed that she missed on purpose, and he starts to develop an interest in her. At night, Rae shows up at Claire's room, saying they had a long day, as she goes in for a hug, and Claire slams the door shut. The next morning, Claire is in a good mood thinking about the results of the exam. When she sees Rae with bags under her eyes, she thinks Rae must have been too worried to sleep, but Rae says she stayed up thinking about what she would get her to do after winning their contest. The results are revealed, and for the written exam we see that after the two princes, Rae came in third, beating Claire. In the etiquette exam, Rae only scored 75 points, while Claire came third with 97. Claire starts to gloat, telling Rae she fell off plus ratio, but Rae just thinks she looks cute when she's excited. The final score for the magic exam is revealed, and everyone is shocked when they see Rae in the top spot, with her ability marked as immeasurable. The students all wonder how her ability could be immeasurable, and the teacher tells them that her result was so exceptional that she's excluded from the rankings. Claire can't believe the result, and Rod confronts her about missing the target. He speculates that her magic is immeasurable because she can use more than one type of magic, which is typically unheard of. We learn that as the protagonist, her character is designed to have an exceptional aptitude for both water and earth magic, so she knew the exam would be rigged in her favor. Claire's friends console her, telling her she did well to come third, but Rae suddenly shows up and reminds her of their agreement. Claire claims the bet was cancelled since she was excluded from the rankings, but Rae reminds her that the bet was if Claire would be the winner, but since she was excluded, Claire can't be considered the winner. Claire thinks she's ridiculous, but Rae reminds her how they swore to God, which the people in this world take very seriously, so Claire has no choice but to accept defeat. However, when Rae tells her what she wants, she just tells her not to give up. Claire is surprised by her demand, but she swears to her God that she won't lose hope no matter what happens. As she walks away, Rae calls her out, telling her she loves her, but Claire refuses to accept her, saying she despises her. At her mansion, Claire is tasked with interviewing new maids, but is annoyed to see that Rae has shown up for the interview as well. Rae explains that she's there to earn extra cash and spend time with her beloved Claire. This frustrates her even more, and she instantly rejects her application. But the head maid tells her to rethink it, because Rae seems to have a much better profile than other candidates. She even highlights Rae's loyalty towards Claire as beneficial, although Rae corrects the word loyalty, saying that it's love. Hearing the commotion, Claire's father Doyle enters the room. Claire explains she doesn't want to hire Rae because she bothers her too much, so her father agrees to reject her. But before he can walk away, Rae requests to speak with him. At first, he's offended by her request, but when she mentions the name of a certain person, his expression changes, and he asks for privacy to speak with her. After talking for a while, they come out of the room, and Doyle tells Claire that Rae is now her maid. Claire is furious and tries to protest his decision, but he tells her that it's already been decided. Accepting her fate, Claire tells Rae she will need to obey everything that she says as her maid, but Rae is more than happy to do so. We see Rae helping Claire get changed, but she gets creeped out by her staring. Claire considers only letting her senior maid Lena help change her clothes, but Lena convinces her that Rae must also learn the work. We learn that Lena is her childhood maid. She's from a prestigious company sent specially for Claire, but she treats Claire in such a way that she seems more like her older sister, like reminding her to eat her vegetables. Claire isn't keen, and Rae offers to eat them, considering it as an indirect kiss with her, but Claire quickly finishes it. Since Lena can't take the lectures, Rae is tasked with accompanying Claire at the school. After class, Rod invites Rae for a chess game, but she rejects him saying she's busy with maid work. However, he continues insisting on her, which makes her realize that since it's a dating game, Rod's attracted to her because of her grades. She thinks about how she held back during the exam to avoid this, but it seems it didn't work. Since school has ended, Rae returns to work since she's also Claire's tutor. They head back to her mansion, where Claire's friends wonder if it's safe to have Rae around, but she explains that she has no choice since it was decided by her father. Lena thinks that Rae must really like Claire, but when she says that she doesn't, Claire is shocked. Seeing the look on her face, Rae becomes excited, thinking she has feelings for her. Claire rejects the idea, and Rae goes on to fix the misunderstanding that she doesn't like Claire, but she loves her instead. Later, we see the girls in a hot spring. Rae is in charge of washing Claire's hair, and she can't help but compliment her hair. This reminds Rae that Claire's hair is curled by Lena every day, inspired by her mother. After Claire has been washed, she notices Rae being a perv, but there's nothing she can do about it. Lena compliments Rae for her help, but Claire mocks her for being a commoner. She offers to call her by her name if she stops telling her that she loves her, but Rae instantly rejects her offer, once again saying that she loves her. At night, Rae stays in Claire's room, offering to give her a massage. Claire wonders why she's still there, and she says she'll stay until she falls asleep, even offering her a goodnight kiss. Claire gets fed up with her, but after a while, she wonders why Rae is always showing love to her, but Rae just says it's because she's irresistibly cute. Claire thinks she only likes her because of her looks, but Rae says that she also adores her personality. However, Claire knows that she doesn't have the most likable personality, so she gets up in anger, wondering what Rae is really after. But Rae's response is still the same, saying she's there because she's in love with her, and she insists on doing whatever it takes for her to believe her. Rae plays chess with Rod, and everyone is impressed by her skills. She asks him if he wants to resign, and Rod admits that she's good, but with his next move, he manages to secure victory. Rae reveals that this is her first time playing chess, but we learn that she's been playing against the AI in the video game, which explains why she is so skilled. She is about to leave, but Rod tells her not to go easy on him next time. She is surprised that he was able to notice this, and we learn that she wanted Rod to stop liking her, so she lost on purpose. After some time, we see Claire playing against Rae, as Yoon gives Claire advice, telling her that Rae is in control of the game. He invites them to play poker, asking his servant to be the dealer, and Misha joins the game. We learn that Misha is Yoon's childhood friend, before her family fell on hard times, and she is hiding her feelings for him. The game begins, as Rae and Misha swap cards, but Yoon remains calm, wondering if Rae went easy on Rod. She denies this, but Yoon tells her not to go easy on them, causing Misha to become upset. Claire also swaps her card, but Yoon chooses to stick to what he has, so Rae concludes that he has a good hand. She swaps all of her cards, wanting to beat him, but she ends up with a terrible hand, causing her to lose the game. Misha has a 3 of a kind, while Claire has a full house, but Yoon reveals that he has 4 of a kind, allowing him to defeat all of them. However, Rae recalls that she had an ace in her original hand, so she concludes that he cheated. Yoon notices her reaction, so he wonders what's wrong, but she chooses not to expose him, and he calls her an interesting person, causing Misha to become even more upset. While walking outside, Rae hears a melody, so she drags Claire around the garden, and they see Thane playing the harp. Rae is familiar with this scene, knowing it's a chance for the player to grab Thane's attention. Claire runs to him, complimenting him on his performance, but Rae knows that this is the wrong move, because he doesn't want anyone to interrupt him, so this will cause him to dislike Claire. He immediately stops playing, saying it's merely a pastime, and it has nothing to do with being a good king. Rae suggests playing the king game, which is a game where they draw lots, and the player who gets number 1 must issue an order as the king. She claims that the game will allow them to tell if a person will become a good king, so Thane agrees to play. They draw lots, and he becomes king, ordering Claire and Rae to hold hands, so Rae takes this chance to display her affection. Rae becomes king, and she orders Thane to kiss Claire, causing them to become flustered. She reminds them that the king's order is absolute, but Thane realizes that the game has nothing to do with being a good king, asking her if she is mocking him. She confirms this, telling him that she was just testing him, as she tells him that he will make a good king, because he refused to comply with an unreasonable order and discovered the truth behind the game. Thane walks away, and Rae reveals that she was lying, saying she just wanted to mess with Claire. At the dining area, Misha wonders if Rae is really into women. Rae confirms that she is, explaining that she's never been attracted to a man, and Claire thinks that she's in danger. Lena thinks that gender doesn't matter when it comes to love, and Rae just happened to fall in love with a woman, but she reveals that this isn't the case, saying she will never fall in love with a man. She doesn't expect Claire to like her back, but she's happy to be around her, and we learn that Rae's goal is to make Claire happy, saying she will never give up until that happens. As they dine together, Rae thinks about how no one that she loved ever returned her feelings, but she's happy to just be around them. Some other girls start gossiping about her, since she's always acting so strange, but Claire suddenly pours tea on them, intimidating them before leaving with Rae. Misha is surprised Claire stood up for Rae, and Rae wonders if Claire really hates her. Claire still insists that she does, but Rae isn't bothered, saying she will continue to love her.